All right, you guys, welcome to our team call tonight. Sorry again for starting a little bit later. I'm super excited about this call because we're going back to the basics. So if you missed the original call that we had this year, I shared with you guys that every other week we're going to have a guest speaker, and that's where you'll hear either motivational stuff or tips on how they work their business, which I think is really great. Especially if it's different from what I do and what I teach my personally sponsored coaches and you guys. So that will be every other week. The opposite weeks of that is when I will be going back to the basics with you guys and just covering some, the basic stuff that you need to know to move your business forward. And so earlier this week, I did a poll where I asked what you needed the most help on right now that would help you move your business forward. And there was a tie between inviting and attracting people to your business. So I'm going to cover both of those topics. Hopefully it's not too long of a presentation. Just quickly before we do that, I didn't have time to do the recognition slides that I usually do to shout out people for Success Club and team leader and all of that, but I do have a challenger of the week. I'll share my screen with you guys. If you guys have an awesome transformation, or if you have a client or a fellow coach who has a transformation, share it with me because I can promote them on this call. Even if they're a discount coach, I'd love to use their transformations because then we can invite them on the call and they can see more about what we do and the behind the scenes. So our transformation this week is Nicole Maston, you guys. She's a coach on our team. If you don't know who she is, I think she's under Nicole Faulkner. Diamond coach, every day I feel like she is recruiting people and adding them to our team and having coaches mentor them to Emerald. But this is her transformation that she has seen since using Beachbody products, Shakeology, and all of that. So, huge congratulations, Nicole. Amazing job. I know that she's still working through programs and whatnot, and we'll still to see a transformation. But when Nicole Faulkner actually nominated her and was like, she needs to be shown to the whole team because this is what we live and breathe, is just fitness and nutrition, and Nicole is doing it perfectly and sharing her journey along the way. So awesome job, Nicole. So I will just go ahead and share the slides I have for you. You can see I have way too many things open on my screen. So again, if you guys have questions along the way, just put them in the chat box and I'll get a pop-up notification and we can go through that. So attracting your ideal client and coach and inviting like a boss. That's what you guys will be learning tonight. My number one, I don't know if this is a tip or comment, but do a self-evaluation of yourself before you even get into inviting, before you even think about who your ideal coach would be or your ideal challenger. Do a self-evaluation. Realize that you are who you recruit. So if you want to attract a quality challenger who's posting every day in the group, who's drinking their Shakeology every day, who's working out every day, who is posting motivational stuff in the group every day, you have to do those things too. If you want to attract a quality coach who is hitting Success Club, who is sharing their journey, who isn't afraid to invite people, who is stepping outside of their comfort zone and hosting their own event pages and things like that, you have to do that too. So decide who you want to attract to you on your team or in your challenge groups, whatever it may be, and really think of what characteristics do they have. So I mentioned some of the things that I look for. I look for people who are optimistic. They have leadership skills. They're a go-getter. They're motivated. They're driven. They don't need me to tell them what to do every single step of the way. While I'm there for my coaches in that way, I'm looking for people who have those set skills. And I think I have all of those skills. I try to be as optimistic as I can. I'm always trying to improve my leadership skills and be coachable and always learn more along the way. I'm a go-getter. I'm motivated. I'm driven. All of those things. So find out what characteristics you are looking to attract and rate yourself. do you really embody? Oh, hold on. Sorry, I just noticed that 13%. I need to charge my computer. I'm like a hot mess tonight, you guys. Okay. Do you embody all of those characteristics? And then if you don't, it's okay. You just know where you need to improve. You know, if you want someone that's optimistic, but you find that at least once a day you're super negative about something, or you're sharing something negative, you know, maybe cut it out. Stop doing that. Or if you want to attract people who are coachable and always willing to learn, make sure you are willing to be coachable and always be willing to, you know, YouTube stuff, join our team calls and things like that. So you are who you recruit. Keep that in mind. Next, create your avatar. An avatar is your ideal client or your ideal coach, or they're probably one and the same. There is a full training on this, and in fact, I will click on this link to point you guys to it. This is taking us to the Fit Vibes Tribe WordPress page. Once it loads, my computer is insanely slow. Probably from the number of tabs I have open. Okay. So as it loads, this is specifically the avatar training site. We did a call probably a year ago, honestly, by now, with one of my success partners specifically on avatar training. So if you want to go deeper into this, you can watch the training video we have here. And there's an avatar training guide. This has a whole bunch of questions that you can ask yourself that will help you identify who your avatar is and give you ideas on how you can find them. It's taking a really long time. We'll just skip that. I'll give you guys that link. I'll post it in the comments so that you guys can see that document. It's a long PDF, but what it gets down to is really identifying who it is that you want to attract. The first thing that I suggest you guys do is, again, think of yourself, right? We want to work with people that are similar to us. And so I have some characteristics here. Brittany is 20, and so Brittany, you guys, is one of my clients. She's not a coach, and someday she might be, but I met her on Instagram, and she is just like the most positive, happy, driven person that I know. And so I named my avatar Brittany because if all of my clients could be like her, I would be so happy. I like literally love getting a message from her. So I named my avatar Brittany. I chose this picture. It is Hillary Duff. Only because I searched in Pinterest for skinny jeans and gray t-shirt or something, and she popped up, and I feel like this, when I'm not wearing yoga clothes and sweatshirts, is typically my fashion style. I like to wear heels, but pretty casual. I love hot pink lipstick. So this is who I envision when I'm attracting someone. Granted, everyone is not like this, and that's totally okay, but this is when I'm posting, when I'm inviting, when I'm doing all of those things, this is the person I'm envisioning is being attracted to my posts. And then I have some basic stuff. So she's 28, she's optimistic, she likes massages and facials. Her favorite color is pink, she likes glitter, slightly addicted to coffee, all these things. The reason why it's important to state those things is because that is your content, you guys. That's your material, right? You want to post to your avatar. You don't want to post to everyone. You know, you don't want to post that you love coffee and you love tea and you love hot chocolate and you love wine and you love mimosa. You know, if you try and attract everyone who likes every type of beverage, you're not going to have as deep of a connection with that person. So me, I am probably addicted to coffee, and I'm posting at least a few times a week about coffee. And what that does is when I'm attracting people to me that also like coffee, and we instantly bond about that. We instantly say, you know, I see that you like coffee too, or I saw you had a Dunkin' Donuts cup, like, do you like the cinnamon flavor or hazelnut? You know, it's just something to relate to on that level. And they see I'm really only posting about coffee. or wine. I'm not posting about all these other beverages that we could drink. Also, if I ever edit a photo, I don't edit photos too often, but if I do, you can pretty much bet that there's glitter on it or hot pink or something like that. And that visually is attracting my avatar to me. As small as that is, being consistent in what you're talking about and the way that you do it is attracting your avatar to you. So have some little things like that. And probably the most important part is down here at the bottom, you'll see, starting with this, motivated by competition and recognition, needs like-minded fitness friends, looking to lose weight and build lean muscle. So this is where you're getting into, okay, what are they going through? What are their struggles, right? She isn't consistent with fitness and nutrition. She thinks cardio is the only way to lose weight. She likes going to the gym, but is not seeing results. So these are things that she's struggling with. The reason why this is important is because, again, when I'm posting, I know that those are her struggles, you guys, because those were mine or are mine. So those are things that I can directly relate to. So if I'm trying to share my story and attract my avatar to me, I can pull from this list and I can share about how I used to have a gym membership and I would run on the treadmill for at least an hour and I was eating 1,200 calories and I wasn't seeing results and I needed to make a change. Or how I didn't feel like I was ready to open up to my family and friends about my fitness and nutrition struggles. And so I was looking for fitness friends online. So I joined MyFitnessPal. So think about what your avatar is struggling with, because that is what you either are struggling with and you're working to come out of it, or it's what you were struggling with and you already came out of it. So again, an example, yesterday I posted about how I had a doctor's appointment, and in the past I would always make them first thing in the morning, and I would always I would skip breakfast because I wanted to weigh less when they weighed me each year. I got so many messages from people after that saying that they used to do the same thing, or they are also finally realizing that it's not all about the scale. So little things like that tie you guys together before you maybe even meet your avatar. They're watching you. She is watching you and learning more about you with every single post. So remember that. Another thing is definitely capture what their concerns are. Again, these are likely your concerns. I'm just noticing chat. Hillary, oh my God, if Hillary Duff is my coach, that would be awesome. So Nikki Bella, I don't know if you guys watch the Total Divas, but the Bella twins are on there. And I've, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I totally want Nikki Bella to be a coach, because she shares a little bit how she struggles with fitness. And she was the heavier twin at one point. And I just saw the other day that she went to a bar class and recommended the bar teacher, who is a coach. And I'm like, oh my God. But also Candace, I forget her last, or Cam, what's her name? It was DJ from Full House. She has a coach, and she sells Shakeology too. So no one is off the table, you guys. Reach for the stars. Anyways, capture what their concerns are. My concerns before coaching was that Shakeology wouldn't work, that Shakeology was too expensive, that I didn't want to become dependent on Shakeology. I was concerned about the cost. I didn't want to invest more than I was making, all of these things. And so capture that, because again, you can relate to that and come out on the other side. I was worried that Shakeology wouldn't fill me up, but it's been the only thing the past 3 years that holds me over from breakfast at 7 a.m. to lunch at noon. Short and sweet, or you can go a little bit deeper than that. Next, and the thing that I don't have on this image, is how do they feel? This is super important, because people really make the connection with you, especially strangers that are stalking your page, make the connection with you based on feelings. So capture, how are they feeling right now? Yes, she's optimistic, but she is feeling very self-conscious, because she doesn't know how to lose weight. She doesn't know how to lose weight. She is also feeling like nothing will work for her. She's feeling upset at times. She's feeling vulnerable. She's feeling sad. Think about any of the emotions that you went through at your lowest point, because that's where your avatar is at right now. So relate to them with feelings, and we'll talk about that in a bit. And then think, how can the coaching opportunity help them? And specifically, how can you help them? That's where we tie in how to get them to really participate in our journey rather than just following us. So think, how can the coaching opportunity help them? And they can join any single coach. There's like 450,000 coaches. Why should they join you? Right? Differentiate yourself. Also speak to them. One thing, I think somewhere on this, uses to-do lists. So one thing that I do to attract my avatar to me is I'll share lists in my posts. Last night I did a call to action about joining as a coach, and at the bottom I gave a list. If you are, check mark, ready to get in shape, check mark, willing to share your journey on social media, check mark, looking for an extra source of income, then, comment below. Or if I'm talking about a training group, you will learn, check mark, how to share your fitness journey, how to expand your network, how to get fit, how to promote a healthy lifestyle, all that. So to-do lists, like lists, check marks would totally attract me. So I use them in my posts so that when my ideal client sees them, they see that and they're like, bam, 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 they know exactly what to expect. But some of you guys probably hate to-do lists. Maybe you're the worst with to-do lists. So for you, maybe that wouldn't attract you. That might seem too businessy for you. So for you, you just want the fun. You want to know all about the trips and the recognition and the rewards and all of this stuff. So pay attention to how you're posting and what you're posting about. So next, how do we find that person? Part of it is they're going to find us if we share our story, if we share our journey. Realize that it is our job to be sharing our story, to be sharing our fitness journey and the highs and the lows, the strengths and the struggles. And the way that we do this is by breadcrumbing your life through your posts. You don't need to have a huge life story once a week with from the time you were 3 to however old you are now. You don't need to do that. What I recommend you do is breadcrumb it, little bits and pieces. Another post I did yesterday was about how I've recently been in a rut with my nutrition. And I talked a little bit about that. And so that's just a very minor part of my story. But I shared it, and people commented on it. I got a few personal messages that was saying like they could totally relate to me, or they wanted the recipe because they want to. I was saying how I'm still a little bit lazy and busy and I need healthy meals. So they want tips on that too. The way that I go about sharing this is the 4 steps that you see there. The first one is, what was your past like? And at this point, I want you to think about the struggles you've faced. We relate to people through our struggles, through being open and vulnerable. So what was something that you did, or it was a habit or whatever, something you felt in the past? Then what didn't you like about it, and how did that make you feel? Then what did you do about it? This is where you enter like, so I committed to my fitness, or I started an accountability group, or I began coaching, or I focused on my nutrition, anything like that. And then what do you love about it now, or even better, how do you feel now? So as an example, say I was, we'll take my post from last night, my call to action about joining as a coach. If I just said, I've been coaching for a little bit over 3 years and I'm absolutely in love with this journey. If you're thinking about joining me, comment below with a cool photo. That might get some interest, but instead I said, what if your job had no upward mobility? It crushed me when I saw my sister work her butt off and she didn't get any extra compensation or recognition. And then I went into saying, I'm so, say what you will about network marketing, but I've never been more rewarded or compensated for helping others and living a healthy journey. If you're curious about, and then I did the check marks and said, if you're curious, drop your email below. That will relate to people so much more. And then even with your fitness and nutrition, very similar. Start off with one of your struggles. How did it make you feel? What did you do about it? And what do you love now? An easy way to do this, you guys, is have a sheet of paper or Word documents or something and come up with a list of each of these. And you don't even need to tie them together yet. Just have a list of what was your past like. So for me, I used to make doctor's appointments early in the morning. Quite honestly, you guys, I didn't even remember that until my doctor's appointment. So your story will not necessarily change, but expand as you make doctor's appointments or you do things that remind you of something that you used to do, a behavior or a habit. So I used to make doctor's appointments in the mornings. I used to take diet pills. I used to be a part of My Fitness Pal. I used to never eat more than 1,200 calories, typically around 1,000 calories a day. I used to think running was the only way to lose weight or to get fit. All of those things. That's what it was like. How did it make me feel? I was hungry. I was hangry, probably. I did feel self-conscious a lot. I was always worried about the number on the scale. I had a terrible obsession with the scale. So what did I do about it? All those things I already mentioned to you guys. I became a coach. I joined an accountability group on Facebook. I prioritized my fitness. Slowly but surely, I tried Shakeology. Those are all the different things I did. And what do I love now? Now I live a life of financial freedom. I have so much more flexibility in my schedule. I feel more well-rounded and balanced. So you guys get the picture. Have a list of each of these. Then you can tie the actions to the feelings and what you didn't like, to what you did now, to what you love. So that helps with post ideas. This is basically how I create my call to actions, which is the next thing. When you do share your story, not every time, but at least 2 to 3 times a week, have a call to action. This is when you're telling your followers what to do. So anything like this post, comment below, drop your email below, share this on your page, tag your workout buddy, email me, fill out this form, anything like that. Because honestly, you guys, if you don't tell them what to do, people don't know that they can join you. And it sounds silly because it's our job to get people to join us. But when I invited someone once and she said no, but she said that she was super inspired by me and that she thinks that a lot of people would be interested in this, so I should post about it more. And I was like, oh, geez, I post about it all the time. So I went to my personal Facebook page and I scrolled through and I did not see any call to action blatant, like where I'm looking for people or when I'm telling them what to do. And I was like, what? No one knows. No one knew that they could join a group. No one knew that they could coach. In my head, constantly, I was like, I need to do a call to action or I need to promote coaching, but I wasn't doing it. So make sure you schedule your call to actions. Another quick tip for you guys that I've been doing recently is I do these all at once. So the other night, Harry fell asleep early and I was still up and I had an idea of how I wanted to promote my next challenge group. And so I created 5 text posts, little blocks, and just put them in my notes app on my phone. And then I think I have like 3 of them for the coaching opportunity. So the text is already there. And then in my free time, I'll also do the photos. So I'll do the photos all at once where I'm in the same mindset so that they have a common theme. That way, when I look at my calendar and I see, okay, Monday night recruiting posts, I just have to copy and paste. I don't have to take the time to come up with the text and the photos. Moving on. So how to find your avatar and get them to message you. Battle objections publicly. So part of our job is hearing objections and being able to overcome them. But imagine if you hear one objection, 5 other people are thinking the same thing. And so when you hear an objection, write it down and use it as a public post, an opportunity to explain yourself and overcome the objection, not only to that one person, but also to everyone else who thinks that. And I give you guys an example here, the I'm not a shake person. And my post, to be honest, I used to say that as well. But the real reason I wasn't a shake person is that I didn't want to depend on a shake or spend the money on a shake. After I tried Shakeology, I realized I needed this in my life indefinitely and found out ways to fit it in my lifestyle. I drink it for breakfast, saving money on groceries. I buy less Starbucks, and as a coach, I get it paid for each month. You know, so short and sweet. You don't need to write a novel for each one. And don't sabotage your own goals with your excuses. So think about what objections you have. If you've never heard an objection, you're not doing it right. Or if you run out of objections to talk about publicly, I give you guys some ideas here. Talk about why you decided to invest in Shakeology, how you're able to work out in an apartment building. One of the number one excuses I hear is that my clientele is living in apartments where they are too afraid to jump around. So talk about that, how you saved up for your challenge pack, why you decided to become a coach, how coaching has benefited you, all of these things. Next is, by knowing your avatar, posting to your avatar, sharing your story, and like publicly talking about these objections, they will come to you. But a huge part of this business, in my eyes, is we need to find them. They won't always come to us. Some of them are just too afraid to reach out to us, right? Some of them don't really even know what we do, so they don't know how we can help. We need to find them. So think about, where will your ideal clients and coaches be? Will they be on Instagram? Probably. Will they be on Facebook? Probably. But think outside of the box. Are they on Pinterest? I got a message from someone that I just found today from 12 weeks ago on Pinterest. I don't know the first thing about Pinterest, but if you guys do, maybe there's training from Meg Wazinski on YouTube about how to use Pinterest to expand your network. Before I was a coach, I Googled everything. I Googled like juice fasts, how to lose weight in your thighs, things like that. So if you used to Google as well, maybe you should have a blog. So basically think about where your clients are, on what platforms, and then based on that, you'll learn how to reach them. So I'll just give you one example from Instagram. I feel like I talk about this all the time, and I just went live maybe last week in our team page about hashtag examples. But for Instagram, make sure that you are using hashtags in your own posts so that people can find you, right? So I use hashtag coffee addict so that other coffee addicts who use that hashtag and search for it can find me. But again, we need to find them. And so think about, what hashtags are your clients and coaches, or potential clients and coaches, what are they using? A good way to do this, if you have any clients, go to their page and actually check to see what they're using. Or who was it? I think Natalie gave me this tip where she went to an account that had over 1,000 followers that would be her ideal client or her ideal coach, and saw what hashtags they were using. That way you have a list of hashtags where if you're on Instagram, it looks a little bit different than this. Now instead of this little location thing, it's a magnifying glass. Click on that and you can search for hashtags. So I could find other coffee addicts if I wanted to use that. Or I could find, 4 a.m. workouts, people who work out super, super early, or anything like that. What else? Oh, don't use Beachbody hashtags in your own posts. One is, people will see that and think it's salesy and spammy and you're a coach and it's so annoying. You want to brand yourself. You don't need to do any branding for Beachbody. They put millions of dollars into that on their own. Brand yourself. Do not use hashtag Beachbody, hashtag 21 Day Fix, hashtag Shakeology. Brand yourself, but also Chalene Johnson always says that when you do that, you're basically handing over your potential clients and coaches to other coaches, because they'll see, oh my God, her smoothie looks so good. Oh, she's hashtag Shakeology. She clicks on that. She'll see top posts that maybe Lindsay Matway used that had hashtag Shakeology, or Melanie Mitro, the #1 coach. They're going to go to Melanie's page, message Melanie, and Melanie will get that client. So for both of those reasons, just don't use it. Get creative, use your own. I use a combination of ones that my clients would use, like Coffee Addict, and then I use also some that I'm hoping that my clients would search for. Because before I was a coach, every morning I would wake up and search for hashtag daily inspiration, just because I love like the little quote memes. And so that's what I was searching for. So I have some that are daily inspiration, or online workouts, or weight loss meal plan, things like that. Next, moving into inviting. I did want to take a brief second to talk about the vital process, because in the past, for the first like 2.5 years of my business, I pretty much invited people through cold messages. I would find tons of people on Instagram, and I had a strategy that worked for the most part, but if I did get them signed up, they weren't really committed. They would sign up, but they weren't committed to seeing results, to sticking through it, to actually coaching. And so I love the vital process that corporate is kind of instilling in us. And this is first, get clients started. So once you recruit them, get them started, help them see a transformation, then transition them to become a coach, and then develop and mentor them as coaches into leaders. To get clients started, and I think, so just jump right into this one. So how do you get clients started specifically? I want to share with you guys my specific invite process and scripting. I focus on 4 things. That's it. I focus on expanding my network, and 95% of this is on Instagram for me. Just what I prefer, what's easiest for me, what I enjoy doing is Instagram. So I expand my network by finding people how I just told you, and I'll interact with them. Then I connect with them, something non-Beachbody related. So I will mention them about their coffee or their wine or their hairstyle or whatever they're wearing in their cover photo, or where they're getting married, or anything at all other than Beachbody. And I try and do it other than health and fitness, unless all they post about is health and fitness. I will connect with them, even if they like land in my lap to an invite. I will not invite them, because I don't want them to think that I'm reached out to them to invite them. I will connect with them at least for one day, and then I'll invite them a few days later. Some people you vibe with instantly, like you relate on so many different levels. The conversation is so smooth and it's awesome. That's great. You can invite them in a couple days. There are some people where they might see your message, but they won't respond. And a tip for that, you guys, anytime I message someone, I also will go to their page. I'll like at least one photo and comment on it authentically. And then at the end of my comment, I'll say, P.S. check your messages when you get a chance. That way, you are directing them to their messenger system, and they're more likely to check their filtered requests, which you likely are if you're not following them. So direct them where you want to go. But some people think it's weird you're messaging them. Some people just had coffee that one day and they tried it for the first time and they don't really like it. And I'd be like, oh, never mind, we're not friends anymore. So it's just harder to connect with some people. So it takes a lot longer. So with those conversations, don't force it. You never want to be like, okay, how's your dog? Great. Where do you live? Great. Okay. Do you want to join my fitness group? You don't want to do that. You want to make it seem authentic and genuine. So listen to your heart in these conversations. But I will say, I do not wait for health and fitness to come up in the conversation. I get that question all of the time when you're connecting and it kind of dies down. How do you bring it back up? One, I'll reconnect again about a different topic, Or I'll just go in for the invite. If I wait into the point where I feel like we can laugh about something together, or I can send her a recipe because she said she liked chai tea, and I found a chai tea chia pudding recently, so I could send that. When I feel like we're meshing really well and like we're actually friends, then I'll just invite her. I'll invite them. Really simple. I don't overthink it. And when I use this process where I'm interacting and then connecting before the invite, they are way more likely to be like, can you tell me more information? Or what is this? Or yes, I'd like to join, or something like that. Whereas when I was doing the cold invites, it was like a 30-to-1 ratio. My goal every day was to invite 30 people. Of those 30, probably 15 would see it. Maybe 8 would respond. 2 or 3 I'd actually have a conversation with. Maybe 1 would sign up. Whereas this one, if I were to invite 30 of my now friends after connecting, I would say within a 3-month time span, 15 people would sign up, because we just connect on that level. If they ignore you, then and I give some things here. When you're waiting for a response, go back and interact with them. This is the same thing on Facebook, you guys. So if you invite them, or maybe you did a follow-up and they haven't responded, even if they've seen it, interact. Because you popping up on their page will remind them, like, oh crap, I just got a message from Carly and I completely forgot to respond to her last week. So it's kind of like refreshing their brains. While waiting in between your follow-up. So maybe they said, no, it's not a great time, or I don't have money, or whatever their excuse was. Totally fine. I totally get it. Maybe next month would be better for you. So now I interact. I'll connect about, again, anything other than health and fitness, and then I'll re-invite again the next month. I think I see some questions in the chat. Quality over quantity. Yep, exactly. I've sent way fewer invites using because I spend so much more time focusing on building relationships. And 1, I get way more people to sign up. And 2, it's so much more fun. 10% of what I do is inviting. The other 80 is connecting and interacting. And then the other 10 would probably just be like posting and stuff. So think of it that way. If you are afraid to invite people, it's only 10% of what you do. The rest is interacting and connecting, and you build in friendships, and it's so much more fun that way. So and then if you don't invite, you will not move your business forward. I have some coaches that sign up, and I know they won't listen to this team call, where they like helping people so much that they offer everything for free. And that crushes me, because they spend so much time putting together these groups, like a 30-day group where they're posting in every day, doing squat challenges. And if that makes your heart full, go for it. But if you're in this for the business side and you want to earn money and you want to become diamond or a team leader, or, quit your job, whatever your goals are, you need to invite. It is our job to invite. And if you don't invite all of your followers, I will, right? Or your upline will, or your neighbor will, or whoever is in your town that is also a coach will. So take advantage of who follows you and who you follow and invite them. You are doing a disservice to yourself and your business if you don't invite, and you're doing a disservice to them. You never know who is ready to jump in. You don't know who this is the perfect time for them to receive a message from you unless you ask them. There is an amazing training. We had Alyssa Shoemaker, who last year was a top 10 coach, and her chat that she did with us got me so fired up about inviting. It was just like, I'll share that with you guys. And if you have time at some point before next week, listen to that, because she has so many good reasons on why we need to invite, and like everything it can do for your business and for that other person. Invite scripts. I've got a link for it, you guys. Everything that I have, everything I use is pretty much on this Fit Vibes Tribe page. that's the wrong line. Anyways, here's the ideal avatar. Okay, so I'll show you how to use this site. Come to scripting. It's fitvibes.wordpress.com. Come to scripting, invites. This is what I use. The main one that I use that I will point out specifically is this one. I think I got it from Megan Miller. Hi, I just wanted to reach out and let you know that I'm starting an online fitness group soon, or I'll include the date. A small group of us will be working out, eating healthy, drinking a dense superfood shake, and supporting the heck out of each other. Would you or someone else you know be at all interested in a group like this? And sometimes I'll even take out the superfood shake part. I might just say we'll all be following a workout program, eating healthy, and supporting the heck out of each other. Would you be interested in a group like this? Then if they say yes or tell me more, I'll say, great, what are your fitness goals? And to walk you guys through that, challenge groups, program descriptions. I walk you through exactly what I say. Learn about their health and fitness goals and why they want to achieve them. Ask how their current nutrition is and what sorts of exercise they would like to enjoy, like to try or enjoy. Suggest at least 2 programs. Right now, I'm really only recommending BOD, and I have a script for that as well. I do need to add it to this site, which I will do. The other resource that I have for invites for you guys is Raina's scripts. It's in Fit Vibes Tribe in the files. I use Raina's scripts for everything. They are short and sweet. There's one for if someone says, what's an accountability group? Copy and paste it. There's one for her invite, the way that she invites people, the conversation leading up to it, an invite to coaching. I've tweaked them to make it sound like me and to tweak it based on what I like to say, and saved it in my notes app on my phone so that today when I was scrolling Instagram while waiting for something, I invited someone. I just copied and pasted it. Track everything. I use Google Streak. Lots of you guys use Asana. Use the Notes app. I use that not necessarily for tracking, but more so just for a place to store my ideas and posts and everything like that. Track everything and work from a list. You will be so much more productive and efficient if when you sit down at your computer and you have 45 minutes, let's say, 45 minutes to do work. What will you do? If you don't have a list, my personal experience is I'll scroll Instagram, try and find someone who looks like they might be a good invite, and I'll invite them. Or try and scroll through old messages and maybe connect with someone and then invite them. It takes a long time to scroll. You might only invite, I think I would probably only do 4 people probably in that 45 minutes in between scrolling, seeing where I was at in the relationship. Maybe they weren't ready, so I'd have to find somebody else, or the hashtag didn't work out. Compared to if you have a list and you're tracking everything, you know who last week you connected with, and you move them to your invite section. So today when I sit down and my activity is invites, I'm inviting 15 people, bam, 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 copy, paste, all of them. I won't respond to anyone until they're sent. Then if they respond and I have time, I'll get back to them then or later in the night. But working from a list makes things so much more efficient. So have a list and track it. I'll just breeze through this slide. Have something to invite your followers to, whether it be to the coaching opportunity. I am going to be putting together a sneak peek into coaching. I believe it's either next Thursday or the following Sunday. Check with your diamond, because I know different diamond leaders are doing different things this month for these types of events. But have something to invite them to, especially if you're new and you don't know how to explain the coaching opportunity yet, or what to say, or you don't feel comfortable doing it. Say, my mentor is hosting this event, and I think it'd be really great for you to learn more about what we do. Another thing, when you're talking about coaching, lead with the opportunity, not the discount. If you ask people to join for the discounts, you're going to get a discount coach. who wants the discounts, obviously. If you lead with the coaching opportunity, you're going to get someone that wants to know more about what we do, that will be open to learning about sharing their story, about expanding their network, all of that stuff. So when I lead with the opportunity, two things. One, never, ever, 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 ever do I mention Beachbody, ever. Like I said earlier, I'm branding myself. Yes, I'm a Beachbody coach, but I don't view myself as Beachbody, right? I have my own personality. I have the way that I mentor my team and my coaches. I'm branding me and my vision. And so when I lead with the opportunity, and the second thing is I rarely mention coach, because sometimes I think that scares people away. And so I'll say, I see that you are already super, super passionate and living the healthy lifestyle and sharing your health and fitness. Would you be open to sharing that with others and inspiring even more people? Or have you ever considered paying it forward and helping other people? Or have you ever considered learning more about what I do? So I just keep it very basic, very simple, and lead with the opportunity. And also compliments and confidence. When you're inviting, always compliment them first. Say, Coley, I feel like you are on fire with your workouts. I never see you miss a day with your workouts. You're always posting. It's so inspiring. I just have to ask, have you ever considered doing what I do or paying it forward and helping others? If you lead with a compliment and you can also end with confidence, I feel like you'd be amazing. You'd be a great fit for our team. Whatever it may be, you will not get a negative response. They might say no, thank you, but 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, Sam, you are so sweet. Thank you so much, maybe in the future. Or, you're so sweet. What is it that you do? I have no idea. And have something to invite them to. Like I said, a sneak peek event, an opportunity webinar. Raina does some in the Lux Republic that you might be invited to. A new coach training. We no longer, at least I don't lead any trainings for our team, but we have the Fit Vibes Tribe WordPress training, and we have the self-paced group at teachable.com. And so we do have training. So invite people to join the training. Like the next month, maybe you want to start all your coaches on February 1st, and you will receive tips on this. So invite people to what we have to offer. Last thing, you guys, I want you guys, if you already have your avatar, perfect. Make sure it's in a photo format, and I want you guys to share it in the recording of this call once I post it. Second challenge, breadcrumb your life 3 times by Sunday evening. And again, this does not need to be a novel. Look at some of my posts. They are short and sweet. Some of them are even 4 sentences because I have 1 sentence for 4 parts of that story. And then invite 25 people this week. Whether you choose to do 25 people tonight, or all of them tomorrow, or 5 people a day, or whatever it is, whatever fits in your schedule, invite 25 people, and make sure they're people that you already connected with. If you don't know 25 people, that it would be like a cold invite for you, connect with them first and foremost. Today and tomorrow, send them a non-Beachbody message, and then interact on their page, and then maybe Sunday night, you will invite all of those people. So those are your challenges, and if you guys have any questions, I'll stop sharing and we can go over some of those. Are your streak snippets anywhere on the team site? No, because I use Raina's scripts. I turned Raina's scripts into my snippets. But I did tweak some of them. So read through them, make sure that they sound like you, that they have the information you'd like to include. For those of you, novelist skills. For those of you that don't know what Snippets is, I'm going to share you because you need to implement this in your life. Disregard the million tabs and my slow computer. X out of all that stuff. So Google Streak is right through your Gmail account. And a snippet is when you go to compose a message you can type their email, and then you click on this icon, and I have them stored based on the type of conversation I'm having. So if someone says they're interested in coaching, I have it already typed out, I send it right there. If we're talking about clients, I have it step by step, which is super easy. So if you guys do Instagram ads, I use this every time. So hey, thanks so much for your interest. What are your goals and where are you from? Then I have number 2, which is, are you open to trying to work out from home, or what are your fitness interests? So it takes 2 seconds, as you guys can see, to send all of these. So it makes your life way easier. Don't make it hard on yourself. It does take time to add the snippets, but once you have them, it's golden. And I have the app on my phone too, so that if someone, if we're at the point maybe in Facebook Messenger instead of email, where I'm going to recommend BOD, I'll just pull the app up on my phone and copy that snippet from Streak into Facebook Messenger. Any other questions? No? Megan's taking a photo. Smile. Awesome, you guys. So if you don't have any more questions, again, your challenge is create your avatar. It may seem silly, but it's super, super important. Invite 25 people by Sunday evening. Again, that can be all on Sunday if you want. And breadcrumb your life. Either a long, mushy post or a short and sweet, up to you, 3 times a week. If you feel like that might be too much, post it at different times. The people who are on at 7 a.m. are typically not the same people on at lunchtime or at 9 p.m. So never worry that like the same people are going to see your posts. If they do, they will decide that they love you even more, that you are so relatable and they totally want to join you. Or they'll decide it's not for you, and that's fine too. They can ignore your post. You're not hurting anyone by posting. So I hope you like this call. Again, if you have any questions after this, after you're coming up with your avatar or anything, just comment in the recording, and then that's probably the quickest way I'll get to answer you guys. But thank you for hopping on tonight. Awesome. Thanks, guys, for joining. Have a great night. Bye.